Boys in School Veterans Day program. Please rise as members of the Boy Scout Troop 2008 post our colors. Color Guard advance. Color Guard halt. Color Guard prepare to post the colors. Scout salute. Audience, please join the Cub Scout Pack 2008 in the United States Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Audience, please join Cub Scout Pack 2008 in the Texas State's Pledge of Allegiance. On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to the United Texas, one state under God, one indivisible. Color Guard reform ranks. Color Guard return to post. Color Guard halt. Color Guard at ease. Audience may be seated. Audience, please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Miss Sarah Crementi and Miss Allison Welch.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's light gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good morning, Rocket. Good morning, veterans. Welcome to Westside Annual Veterans Day celebration. Today, we come together to honor all those who have served in our U.S. Armed Forces. National Veterans Day originated from Armistice Day, a day that recognizes the end of World War I and all those who had fallen during the war. In 1945, this special day expanded to ensure we honored all those who currently serve, who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces. Today marks the 77th anniversary of this special day in our country. On behalf of Westside Elementary, we thank you for your commitment, your heart, and your service. We hope you enjoy our student-led program where we will recognize and honor your service and bravery to our great nation. Thank you.
Good morning, Westside students, staff, families, and friends. On behalf of the student body, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our school community and especially our friends to the celebration. Our Westside community has been working very hard to present this program as our way to say thank you for all that you have done to defend, protect, and serve our great country. Veterans is any person who served any amount of time during war or peace in any of the 5 military branches. These are the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. It takes a special person to follow this path in life. This day is all about honoring and recognizing those men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. Veterans, this program is for you. We have many special guests with us today that we would like to acknowledge. We want to take a moment to recognize our veterans as well as our guests who are still on active duty and all they have done to protect and serve our country. We want the students to have a better understanding of what a veteran is and why they are so important and special to us. If any of the following statements apply to you, please stand. Among us, we have people who served in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Please stand if you've served for 5 years or less. Six to 10 years. 11 to 15 years. 16 to 20 years. 5 years. 6 to 30 years. It's our veteran guests have almost 200 years of service to our country. Recipients of military honors, including Bronze and Silver Star medals, Meritorious Service medals, Distinguished Flying Cross, Air medals, Presidential Unit Citation, Navy Commendation Medal, National Defense Medal, and numerous other recognitions for their service to our country. Veterans are heroes in the truest sense. We thank you for your unbreakable bravery and the many sacrifices you've made to keep our country safe. The students of Westside Elementary would now like to show you our appreciation through a song and celebration. Constitution of the United States of America is the Supreme Court law of our country. It provides the framework for the organization of the United States government and for the relationship of the federal government to the states, to citizens, and to all people within the United States. U.S. military serves to protect, defend, and honor this law so that we may remain in democracy. Fourth graders will now share a musical setting of the preamble to the United States Constitution title. We the people, fourth graders, please stand and look at these emojis.
Fourth grade only, please stand.
Please help me welcome our first veteran speaker, a 20-year veteran of the Army, retired Chief Warrant Officer 3 Grant Weston.
Hey, good morning, Westside. Thank you for having us all here. Really appreciate it. My name is retired Chief Warrant Officer 3 Grant Weston. I am Ariana and Isabel Weston's dad. I served in the Army for 20 years. I served in a lot of places within the United States, like Alaska, Hawaii, and of course, Texas. I served overseas in foreign countries like Germany, Korea, Iraq, and Afghanistan. I definitely say my favorite place was Hawaii. Lots of warm weather and beaches all the time. I met a lot of great people while I served in the military, and many of them are friends with me today. I'd say that it was probably one of the most rewarding experiences of my life being in the military. It definitely transformed from the person I was when I joined at 17 to when I finished at 36. So thank you all here for your time.
Next speaker is a 4-year veteran of the Army, Mr. John New.
Good morning, Westside. So my name is John New, and I was in the Army, and I am the lucky dad of Emily and Evelyn over here. So I was in the Military Intelligence Corps, and we had a really cool job. Our job was to use technology and spies and satellites to look at other countries and make sure that they weren't doing anything that would surprise us, and then make sure that our military and our politicians were ready to respond to those threats. So it was a really cool thing. The thing that I learned from the military was I can always do more than I thought I could do or that others thought I could do, as long as I don't quit. Thank you.
Each state in the United States is special. Each state in the United States is special. Each has unique cities, people, and natural resources. There are many things to learn about each state in this great country of ours. Listen carefully as the fifth graders celebrate all 50 states in this fun song. Fifth graders, please stand and look at Miss Kamenji.
United States.
Please welcome the next guest speaker. I'm ready to be on these. Mr. Stevie Williams.
Thank you. Good morning, Westside. My name is Steve Williams. I was a captain in the United States Army. That was many years and many pounds ago. Now I'm a businessman, a father to Elijah. Raise your hands. Come from a lot of military service members. My family tree has a lot of leads in the military, Navy, Army, Air Force, etc. And we've held our country, our patriotism as a very high value in our family. And so it was just a natural thing for me to want to serve. I joined the Army believing in the ideals of America. And I went in as an officer, which was a first in my family. And the thing about being an officer is that you spend time as a staff person. So you're assisting a commander in some way, and then you spend time in a troop leader position. And my very favorite part of being an officer was being a platoon leader. It's where I worked directly with soldiers. And what I found with the help of my sergeants as we led these soldiers is that I was responsible for making decisions that could have a really important impact on those soldiers. Like, I might be asked to make a recommendation if the soldier did something bad. I might be asked to make a recommendation for how they might have to make up for that. You know, what kind of punishment's going to come down. Or if they did something really good, I might be asked to make a recommendation if they get promoted. So I had some really important decisions to make, and in doing that and living that part of my life, I learned the very important value of serving others and putting other people's needs first. And I brought that home, I brought that into my family. I think Elijah could tell you that if my family had a song, the chorus of that song would be serve others and put them first. That's what I learned from being in the military. Thank you.
Our next speaker is a 27-year veteran of the Navy, Captain Randy Mandelberger.
I'm Randy Marburger, the grandfather of Bronson Lee. And so my career started a long time ago. When I was in high school, there was a draft going on and got something mailed from the Navy. I filled it out, back, filled it out. They sent it back, took a bus to Houston and got a ROTC scholarship at the University of Texas in Austin. There I graduated, and during the summer between ROTC, you be an enlisted person for 2 weeks, and I was on the minesweeper up the West Coast from California to Colorado, Canada. Second summer was Marine and Aviation Indoctrination. And the first time I actually been on an airplane was when I flew out to Long Beach for my third class cruise. So when we were doing the Beeville flights, I really enjoyed that. So when I got back, that's what I decided to do, to become a pilot in the Navy. And I did that and was stationed where it was warm in Hawaii for 3 years. And then I went to Moffett, California as an instructor pilot for P3s. I separated there, but I still was interested in the reserves. And when I was working with Texas Instruments in Dallas, one of the things that when I was loaned out, one of the people was an Intel. And so I actually became an Intel officer at NES Dallas, and then it changed to DRB Fort Worth. And so I went up the ranks in Intel. So I saw both the aviation side and got to travel many places. When I was active duty, went to the Philippines, Guam, Alaska, and some of the little islands in the south of Iran. So I really enjoyed that. And 27 years, it's been a long time. I was hoping to wear my uniform this morning, and I found it, but I couldn't find any of my insignias. So maybe next year I'll be able to. Thank you.
Words of our next song were inspired by the breathtaking and majestic view at the top of Pikes Peak in Colorado. It has since become a beloved anthem of appreciation and gratitude for our nation's extraordinary physical beauty and abundance. Third graders, please stand up and look at Ms. Comendi.
Thank you.
is Ariana Miller. I'm reading my friend's poem. Dear veteran, why are you called a veteran? Is it a secret code meaning bravery, courage, and strength? I mean not to brag, but you're a national hero. Everyone in America celebrates you and what you've done every November 11th. Just think about it. There's an entire day devoted to you. You had to give to your wife, children, if you had them, and possibly your life. Whether the Army, Air Force, Marine Corps, Navy, or even Space Force and Coast Guard, whichever one you are alive or passed on, you will always have Veterans Day. Your dear veteran is what I think of when someone says the word hero. Love, Charlotte Owens. Please help me welcome our next veteran speaker, a 5-year veteran of the Marine Corps, and a 3-year veteran of the Army, Mr. Tony Yarrow.
Good morning, Westside. Thank you very much for this. I can tell you that when you're 18 years old and you raise your right hand and you sign up for the military, this is not what you expect, but as you get older, you appreciate it very much. There's something else is, can our Vietnam veteran era veterans stand up? Do we have any veterans from the Vietnam era? Can we give these guys? Thank you. Other thing is, yesterday was actually the Marine Corps birthday. I don't know, right? We had cake last night at my house. I'm Lila Yarrow's daddy from 5th grade. And some of you may remember also Claire Yarrow. She's now at CPHS. And we come from a long line of service for our country. We can trace it back to the Civil War, to Vietnam and Korean War and all those different things. Personally, I served in the Army first out of high school, where I was an infantryman, and the opposing forces for the United States. That's a real thing, where they ship units over to California and we act as the bad guy. And I did that for a while and got out of the Army. And then after that, I went to school down in San Marcos at Southwest, but I was here in Cedar Park on 9/11. And I felt another call to service. So I joined the Marine Corps, where they made me a logistics officer, specializing in motor transportation. And I had 3 tours in Iraq. I was there for the invasion, 2004, 2005, and then 2008. So what I would tell you as elementary school students is at one time, all these rugged Americans once sat out there, right? And this can be a path for you to preserve our freedom for our country. And so I'd ask you to consider that as you grow up. Thank you very much.
Singing songs about pride in our country brings Americans together. The first graders would like to share their pride in our country by singing a song called America. First graders, please stand up and look at Ms. Kamenji.
welcome our next veteran speaker, a 10-year veteran of the Army, Mr. Dan Pendergast.
Good morning, Rockets. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for putting this all together. Thank you to the teachers and the staff for helping. My kids are Evelyn and Sam here in the front. I served 10 years in the Army. And my job was to fly AH-64 Apache helicopters. What I thought was really cool about that, and what I see happening today, was that I worked with a lot of my brothers and sisters here, with the Marines, soldiers on the ground, to Navy and Air Force planes up in the air, and I'm sure there were some ships out somewhere. But I was in the desert, so kind of far away. But that's also how first, second, third, fourth, fifth graders are working together to put this all together. So think about the power and the problems you can solve when you work together as a team, just like we all work together as a team. Even if we make fun of each other a little bit, that's all just friendly jokes. Thank you guys again.
Hi, my name is Joan Pfeffer. I'm going to be reading my book. Dear veterans, thank you for all your service. Thank you for never giving up when things get hard. Thank you for sacrificing your lives to keep us safe. You have more courage, bravery, and heroism than most people. Every time you go to war, all of Texas is cheering for you. No matter if you are in the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, or Coast Guard. We hope you all return safely. The kindergarteners would now like to celebrate our country's beloved symbol, the Stars and Stripes, the red, white, and blue, oh glory yourself, our American flag. Kindergarteners, please stand up and look at Miss Kamika. Please help me welcome our final veteran speaker today, a 25-year veteran of the Air Force, retired Air Force Colonel, Mr. Tim Black.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Rockets. Good morning, Hudson. I'd like to thank Westside for this ceremony this morning. Y'all have done a fantastic job. I think you need to give yourselves a round of applause. I served in the Air Force for 25 years. I was a pilot, and I flew mostly fighters, but I did fly other types of airplanes as well. I served with dedicated, well-trained professionals like these young men up here who put country before self. You know, I've been called many things in my lifetime, some good, some bad. But the thing I most am proud of is being called a veteran. It was my honor to fly and serve for this country. I thought I would just tell you a short story about one of my missions, if y'all don't mind. Okay, let me ask you, you've heard about the fact that cows can jump over the moon, right? Did you know that cows like to parachute also? When I was in Vietnam, I flew a cargo type airplane. Our mission was to supply special forces camps out in the middle of the jungle. And sometimes we couldn't get there because the weather was bad or enemy ground fire kept us from landing at the field. So we had to airdrop our supplies in. Our supplies were loaded on pallets. They consisted of ammunition, food, medical supplies, and sometimes cows. So do you think a cow really wants to go parachute out of an airplane? I don't either. So we have to help them along a little bit. So what we did is we put the cow in a crate. We put the crate on a pallet. We put a parachute on top of the crate. And then we loaded them into the airplane. And the pallets were on rollers in the airplane so they could slide out the back when we had them jump. So we would fly out to the camp. We would get it lined up. We would look back into the cargo compartment at the cow. We'd get a hoofs up that he was ready. And then we would shove the crate out the back of the airplane. Well, hopefully as the cow went out the back of the airplane, the parachute would open and then he would be a paratrooping cow. Most of them made it. And thanking veterans today, let's also remember to thank the families of veterans. You know, if it wasn't for the love, support, and sacrifices made by our family members, we were not able to accomplish our missions. So I'd like to thank my wife and children and all the other veteran families that are here today for what you did. Remember this, study hard, set your goals high. Don't limit your dreams. I had a dream, reached for the stars, and I became a pilot. Thank you very much.
Dear veterans, we thank you for everything you have done for us. We also thank you for your service. You have kept us safe and protected us. We are so grateful and we appreciate you. We thank those of you who have passed, those of you that are still here, and those of you that are still fighting somewhere. We hope you return to home and safely. Also, we thank you for sacrificing your lives to save ours. I still can't thank you enough. Thank you, veterans.
Second graders, please stand to sing your song.
to you today. Stand up and be recognized. Silence and respect to the soldiers who gave their lives for our country, as well as those who are overseas as we speak today. Thank you for that moment of silence. Thank you for joining us for our Veterans Day Assembly. We want to take time to thank several people who helped organize today's events for our fabulous veterans on stage. Thank you to the following people for all of their hard work and assistance in preparing for this celebration. If the specials team could just wave their hand. The specials team. If you are a today, please stand up. Decorate. If you created artwork today and your artwork is on the wall, please stand up. If you are in Scouts and were part of the color guard this morning with Mr. Bob Petticore and Jim Palermo and Boy Scouts Pack 2008, please stand up. If you performed a song in honor of our veterans today, please stand up. It is because of all of you that we were able to put on a beautiful celebration today. All of your help is deeply appreciated, and we couldn't have a program of this magnitude without your help and support. Let's give one last final applause to our veterans. Today, I would like to ask, I want you to listen carefully. If you are a student who has a veteran on our stage, I'd like you to come stand beside your veteran for a picture as we all start to leave, and we will walk you back to class afterwards. Okay? The rest of Westside can go ahead and begin dismissing the class. Starting with 5th grade in the back.